Welcome back, my darling critters. Once again, I was wrong. Matt has proved me wrong again. I said last week that episode was a bridge, meaning it was a bridge between two plot points, and hoped that this week would move the story further forward because too many bridge scenes in a row would be boring. Well, episode 26 was another bridge episode, and I was not bored at all. Who am I? I am the booktube goddess, the #1 drag queen booktuber on YouTube. I was an avid D&D player for decades, and now I analyze Critical Role in terms of story. So what could possibly make this bridge episode, where the storyline barely moves forward, so interesting? Well, there were two revelations that shocked me. Yes, I was shocked. But first, let's go over how the plot did move forward, then we'll address these shocking revelations. We ended last week with Bell's Hells making plans on how to get Armand Treshy out of the fortress so they can capture him and take him back to Drusar. As per usual, and like I said last week, hours of planning often never take off, which is what happened here, because Paragon's call confronted Bell's Hells before they could initiate their plan. Paragon's call demanded to know why they were casing their fortress. Imogen tries but fails to convince them that they were helping the little tiny creature that Fern was disguised as. Laudna tries to intimidate them, and that works a little. The confrontation ends with Paragon's Hall sort of thinking Bell's Hells wants to join them and give them a 24-hour deadline. The party splits into three groups. Since Ashton and FCG know people in Besuris, they each lead a group to make contact with possible potential allies. Meanwhile, Laudna and Orym disguise themselves and go out to scout the fortress. Not much goes on with that, except Orym does clock Treshy on the roof of the fortress, so at least we get confirmation that he is there. More interesting is Ashton, Imogen, and Chetney go to All Minds Burn, and that name itself should be a warning. The building is filled with a bunch of creepy druggies. Ashton contacts a bird person there, Justy Pross. Imogen tries to telepathically scan Justy, but is met by static and learns that there's a hive mind with the central intelligence in the basement. So many questions. We don't find out more, but Imogen's nose begins to bleed, which she blames on the dry climate. Ashton continues talking with Justy, and Justy suggests Bell's Hells could challenge Paragon's call on the run, or the Deathwish run. What is the run, you may ask? At least that's what I asked. There's apparently cars in Besuris, relics of a bygone age, which are used in a demolition race. It's sort of Cannonball Run meets a monster truck bash, and I've gone to those before. And honestly, I'm not sure how this helps them with their quest, except maybe buying time. It seems like they want to use it to settle a grudge with Paragon's call, but I thought they were going to try to join Paragon's call. Anyway, Ashton is excited by this idea, and everyone seems to be on board. So we'll see how they manage to arrange to get Paragon's call to meet them at the run next week. One of the big revelations comes from FCG's group. FCG, Fern, and Dusk go to Finders Keepers, which is a black powder shop run by a woman named Esmer, who FCG remembers did business with his creator, Dancer. There, we are shocked to find out that Dancer is alive. What? FCG's whole subplot involved finding out who killed Dancer, who's presumed dead, and that death has really traumatized him, which he's been playing up through the entire campaign. Now, here's one of those moments where it's unclear how much this upsets the character of FCG or Sam, who plays FCG.
She isn't coming back. She's not with me today.
Good.
That is good. That's good news, right?
That is good
Yes.
news.
There's just
You won't
good
be
news
seeing
all
her
around.
today. In fact, funny story. You won't be seeing Dancer anymore. She was brutally murdered.
Just spits the wine all over your face. You're a filthy liar like she was.
Oh.
No, but seriously, what is this about? She sent you in here? I saw her like a month ago.
I'm sorry, what?
What, she came in here wanting to connect old ties and was like, hey, I'm sorry about how things went. And, it's a rough time to go around the world and all kinds of bullshit up north and stuff. And, I was, should have sent her packing. It's not like history would have told me, she's kind of a really good manipulator, but that. Pulled those heartstrings, among other things. But, once things got a little too intimate, she bounced again. The fucking bitch. So if you see her, please tell her, don't come back. I'm gonna fucking cut that cunt.
Did you say, when did you see her? Did you say a month ago?
Yeah, about a month ago.
Huh.
Are you?
That's a great shirt you're wearing.
I'm not wearing one.
Your legs are great.
She came back here. You saw her, you talked to her.
Oh, I did more than talk to her, little friend.
Wait, you mean, wait, so you're sure it was her?
I'm sure. Only one person does the thing. Yes.
Did she have others? Did she have the others with her? Was Axer here and Terwin and?
No, it was just her. What?
Any of the other bots?
No, I mean, it looks like you got one of the pieces right there, right? That pussy's old buzzsaw, right?
It is, yeah.
What a phrase.
Are you...
She didn't have any of her companions with her. She had a new arm. That was pretty crazy.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
Big old metal arm. Kind of cool.
Maybe she survived, and that's why she has a metal arm, because she...
But I saw everything.
I think a lot of it is Sam, because he does look visibly upset, which just illustrates how deeply we can become connected to the D&D characters we play. Of course, he's also a trained actor, so who knows? But one of the reasons why I think it's Sam who's upset more than FCG is because when they all meet up together, they go to Joe's shop to buy a car that they can race in the Deathwish run. Joe seems really interested in FCG, a sentient automaton, but FCG snaps at him harder than I've seen him come back before.
The heck and blazes of Exandria?
I don't know. All right, I don't know.
Bits of you.
I don't know.
It's okay, FCG. I think he's just inquisitive. I know
Sure.
he's been a lot.
But everyone's looking at me.
You're so special. That's why.
Yeah, why? All right, yeah. I'm weird. Hi.
No, you're not weird. You're something else. His sentience is interesting. Sorry, that's disrespectful to me. My apologies.
How much is that FCG being upset after learning that Dancer is alive? And how much of that is Sam? How much is acting? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that now too. It's just the click of a button. How hard can it be? Well, the FCG revelations continue because we learn from Joe that FCG wasn't even created by Dancer. FCG is a relic from the city of Aor during the Age of Arcanum, thousands of years ago. What? FCG's whole worldview is pretty much destroyed during this episode. His whole perceived reality and identity is completely obliterated. Now, I wasn't that invested in the FCG subplot before, but now I am biting at the bit, wanting to find out more. Now, I didn't discuss the other major revelation which happened earlier in the episode because it is just so mind-blowing. Even more than the FCG revelations. We were just recently introduced to the guest player Dusk, who's played by Erika Ishii, and I thought we were getting another Dorian, an innocuous little character to adventure with them for a while and then leave. I really didn't think much of Dusk as an addition to Beltel. If you did, let me know. Sure, she had a fun, earnest personality, but there just didn't seem to be much for that character. Boy, did that change during this episode. Before the day starts, when most of the events take place, Matt asks everyone except Erika to leave the room.
Everybody except for Erika leave the table.
Of course, my ears prick up. What's going on? Then we get a dream sequence, which I first think boring. But wait, it's not just a dream. It's a contact with someone called the Sorrow Lord. We find out that Dusk is a secret agent from the Unseelie Court. By the way, if you don't know Fae or Fairy lore, there are two courts, the Seelie and the Unseelie Court, the good Fae and the bad Fae, respectively. Dusk has been sent to kill all the Callaways, meaning Fern and her parents. Dusk's voice completely changes, becoming sinister and confident, completely different than how Erika has been playing Dusk. It was amazing.
I wait in prickly silence for your report.
My lord, you know that good work takes time.
Have you located the Moontide Crown? Have you dealt with the Callaways?
Are you aware that there is a daughter?
Go on.
She's been living here in the mortal realm for who knows how long. And these beautiful idiots that she keeps company with have led me right to the Callaways. So I could succeed where all of my rivals could not.
Now, if you're this close, I expect the crown soon.
You will have it, my lord. I will end the Calloway line.
But we need to unpack this because I've actually never played a campaign where a party member is actually a secret agent working against the party. I know it happens in other campaigns, just I've never personally experienced it. But it is really the ultimate betrayal because on a meta level, you have to trust your party members. You have to. At least in the D&D campaigns I've played, trusting your party really is the baseline to make campaigning work. When the rest of the party finds out that Dusk is working against them, which they obviously will at some point, how is it going to affect them? It kind of reminds me of the Vox Machina campaign of being floored by Joe Manganiello's guest character, Archon the Cruel, turning the tables at the very end of the Vecna campaign. If you haven't seen it, go watch that episode. It is one of my favorite scenes in Critical Role ever. Obviously, Matt wants us to be kept quiet, since he did ask everyone to leave the room. Once again, on a meta level, how is he going to keep it a secret? I want to know. I assumed he told the players not to watch episodes so they don't find out secrets like this, but they're all active on social media, and you know some stupid Yahoo jerk is going to post on Twitter or whatever, watch out for Dusk or something like that. So it's kind of hard to believe that the other players will get a spoiler, or maybe all the players are in on it and they're just doing a really good job at acting like they don't know anything. Or is there some gray area between all that? I don't know. And I don't care really, because I am immersed in the fantasy that they don't know and won't find out. But oh my gosh, I am on pins and needles to see how this plays out. Maybe Dusk will be redeemed. Maybe Dusk will screw them over. Maybe they'll have to kill Dusk, which opens up a whole other kettle of fish. Speaking of fish, I'm going to fish for feedback and ask that you let me know in the comments what you think of the revelations of Dusk. Are you as curious as I am where it will lead? If you missed last week's recap and review, you can find it right here. Until we meet again, may all the campaigns you play in be blessed.